$750 spent in 30 days, $30,000 in closed income. It was like a 28 times ROI. I had what felt like 80% of the puzzle figured out, but it was really that like 20% switch that made a night and day difference. Being able to charge more for substantially less and being able to make an actual ROI so clients stay long-term, no burnout, build a real team. We were doing over 100 plus videos per month that I was doing by myself. It was absolute mayhem.
What's going on, everyone? So we have G here, who's a video business owner who's been absolutely killing it over the last 3 months inside of Conquer Acquisitions. And in this video, we're going to be super transparent and we're going to pretty much just talk about what's been working for him, what are things he's learned, but also what were things that were kind of holding him back before. So with that being said, what's up, G?
What's up, brother? Appreciate you having me.
How we doing, man?
We're good, man. We're good now. Much better.
Awesome. I love it, man. So, G, kind of give us a quick rundown of your business. I think the logo's right there in the back, correct? It's Happy Ghost, I believe.
That is what it is. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah, kind of give us a quick rundown.
Yeah, man. So I started as a video production company, and so we started in like corporate television commercials, stuff like that. And then when I had came to you, I was in the social space. So we were primarily helping brands grow on social, and ton of success in that space. The downside was, as a business, I didn't really know what I was doing, to be honest. And so I just did what worked and essentially underprice, over deliver, consistent burnout, and no real game plan on how to get kind of out of that situation. And you're like, I had what felt like 80% of the puzzle figured out, but it was really that like 20% switch that made a night and day difference. You know, being able to charge more for substantially less and being able to make an actual ROI so clients stay long-term, no burnout, build a real team. It's been a big 3 months, man.
Yeah. And I want to get into that so the audience kind of understands why. And so previously you were kind of doing everything custom for basically anybody, right? Anybody who can kind of afford your services. Was that kind of it?
Yeah, it was like as long as they had, because our price point is still the same that it is now, right? Our entry level price point was about $5,000 on a monthly retainer, but we were doing 20 videos per month per client, and every single one of those videos scripted, essentially by hand, a little bit of chat's help. Had to come up with ideas, scavenge the internet, and we had 4 or 5 clients at one time. We were doing over 100 plus videos per month that I was doing by myself.
Oh yeah.
And even with an editor that I eventually brought on, it was absolute mayhem, and incredibly hard to scale that further than that, right?
Yeah, 100%. And so basically what we helped you shift to was deliver a more productized solution that, yes, you are charging the same, but it's more leveraged on your side, but also it's going to allow you to get your clients better results instead of just monthly content, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Let's kind of talk about the offer. Like, what have you been selling?
Yeah. So we shifted. So we still do have, we have 2 different packages now, and we have, and that's going to come in handy for a story here in a little bit. We have a lead generation package. We have a brand building package. And so the lead generation package is 5 videos a month. And then we set up 5 ads, per month. And then we set up the whole back end and we drive customers to them, essentially. And our guarantee that we offer is your thing, 10 to 30 qualified leads or qualified appointments booked in the first 30 days or money back, right? And the big thing that I kind of stress to people that we take on, which I think helps build that trust gap, is like, your ROI is our main focus. I have questions I need to go through. I need to qualify you to make sure that we can actually help you, right? Make sure you have the right price point and all that sort of stuff. Because I don't want to take you on if I don't know for sure that I can make you more money, right? And one, it's honest and true. If I can't make them more money and if I take them on, it's not going to make any sense.
Yep.
And also it shows that we're established and we're not just taking anybody on, right? And so they have to fit in just like we have to fit in with them. And so that makes a much better partnership.
100%, which I think leads in, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it leads into the next thing. The only reason that you're able to set that frame is people are coming to you now, correct?
Yes, that's something we haven't even talked about yet.
Yeah.
And I think we should talk about that one second. I just want to say the other side is the brand building, and that's just 10 social videos, but it's following now that I have your guys' co-pilot and the onboarding process makes those 10 videos so much easier, right?
Mm,
And the big benefit of that still being in effect is that we have no ROI attached to that, right? It's only companies, and I let them know that, like, you have to be willing to invest 3 to 6 months without seeing any results, and you have to be focused on wanting to build your brand, right? And if you fall into that category, great, let's do it, right? Because that's an awesome
100%.
customer. But also, just beware. If not, the lead generation's your package.
100%. And I think it still is very like content in itself is still it's still important, right?
Yeah,
Businesses like certain businesses will be able to benefit directly from content,
yeah,
but you also do need that lead generation side inside of your company
yeah.
because
For
one, it's
most,
more leveraged, it's more productized, you can build systems around it,
yeah,
but also you're just helping your clients actually make more money. So when you have both, which I think is very important, right? You have the brand building side because listen, companies genuinely like some bigger companies, they just need content,
yeah, exactly.
right? And you could make a very big impact, but
Yeah,
majority of people will fit into this bucket where it's like, hey, they do need some content, but they also need the leads. They need the growth. And that's where you become the revenue partner.
exactly. Revenue partners are much better position, man.
Much better. Awesome.
Um, I was just gonna add the lead generation side. Um, I forget what it was, but it was something along the lines of just that, like, it's also a much better entry point, and you can always upgrade them later. And so, like, they come in on the
Great
guaranteed
point.
ROI,
Great point.
and they make a good amount of money, and then you can upgrade them to an intermediate, or also include the brand or something later on.
Yes. That is, so that's what we call the cold friendly offer, which means that, because here's the thing, like whenever you're running ads, especially at scale, you want to have an offer that strangers are going to be more intrigued towards.
Yeah,
And that's going to be that offer, the
that
lead
grand
generation
slam
side.
offer, brother.
Exactly, right? So you get them through the door with that. You absolutely, you kill it for them. You get great results and then you upsell. So beautiful. Let's talk about the Copilot really quick because you mentioned the Copilot. So yeah, what is the Copilot for the people who don't know?
So the Copilot is basically a system of ChatGPTs that takes your client's onboarding information, puts it through all of the discovery for you and research development on your area and its ideal client profiles, and then basically trains this custom GPT that's just for that client, and it has all the information that it needs to help you create any ads, any content, any copy, any scripts. And so basically, instead of going into a raw ChatGPT or handwriting everything, you go into a world of information that knows more than you about that company and helps you actually create content that's targeting the actual pain points of their prospects, right?
Well said. Well said. Yeah, so for the audience, we've built a series of GPTs that have very specific functions. So like G said, we take the information from the client, from the onboarding form, and then we take it through a series of custom GPTs that we've designed. For example, one of them is what we call, I believe it's called the location extraction. If that's not the name, I'm not sure what the exact name is. But essentially, what that's designed to do is just literally do tons of research on their very specific location, research on everything, right? Competitors, what's working, what's not working, etc. And then we dive into the ICP, a full in-depth analysis on the ICP, and then basically other custom GPTs to create the Copilot, which is an absolute monster, which is going to help, which has been helping G create more content
Yeah.
at scale. So beautiful, man. Let's talk about the ads now. Let's talk about people coming to you. So what were you doing before that?
So what I was doing before and what I was doing during, and I actually stopped doing it altogether. A lot of our business generated originally first from just my content and growing my personal brand. That helped. And then the second was outreach. We did a good amount of like cold outreach. It started in emails, never really got into the DM game very much. I did have like one or two clients that I personally reached out to that I felt like would be good fits that
Yeah.
did land through DMs, but I never got into the DM game. And then I actually ended up hiring a outreach team that did like LinkedIn outreach for me.
Gotcha.
And so they actually did really good and they brought a lot of leads in, which was great. When we started running our ads from you guys, the leads were just outperforming like crazy on the ad side, but I still kept the outreach going because the more different people coming in, the better, I thought at the time. And then what I realized is when they come through my system that I'm selling to them, they're pre-trained and it's proof of concept within itself.
Yes.
And so every single time people go, yeah, man, your ads were amazing and I loved them. Like, what are you going to do for me? And I'm like, well, you know how, first of all, you liked the ad, you stopped, you watched it. I called you out directly. And so you got intrigued. And then you went through my qualifying process of steps that you had to check, book the call, all that sort of stuff. And now you're here and I haven't done a single thing yet. That's what I'm going to do for you. And it
Yep.
just became a way easier sell. So I shut the other team down altogether and just started going all in on ads.
Yeah. And like, listen, I think cold outreach is a great thing if you're just getting started.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to scale, the problem is with cold outreach, you have to try to convince somebody that they need this or that they have a problem.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're doing attraction-based marketing, you're attracting people with essentially the service that you'd be doing for them, which is super unique because there's not that many services you can say that for,
There's not, no.
right? Like
And
if
it's just, again, it's proof of concept. Like if they're there and if they're the ideal clientele, then it's just proof that I did it right. And I'm going to do it for you too.
exactly, and client acquisition isn't like a guessing game. It's calculated, right? It's like how can we generate attention? Okay, how can we then convert this stranger and become a customer? And we have that whole system built out for you, correct? Like you have your pre-call emails, the SMS
Oh,
automations,
brother,
everything.
besides the A2P verification, everything else has been an absolute dream to have. The freaking the make automation on the back end that does all the triggering and setting everything up literally takes a week of my work off my plate and is done in minutes, right? And the fact that like also moving all client communication to Slack, another dream, brother. Like, instead of email and text and DMs and things all over the place, having a systemized, located place, especially now that I have a team and them all being in the chats too, so they know what's going on, what the schedule is, absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
Super thankful for that too.
Awesome. So I guess for the audience to know, how much have you spent on ads and how many clients have you closed?
That is a wicked question. I don't know the actual number off my head because I'm not as great at tracking my KPIs as you suggested I should be. As of right now, I do know the last time I checked, I think it was like $750 spent in 30 days and $3,000 in $30,000 in closed income. So it was like a 28 times ROI on my return to spend.
That's not that bad.
It's I would play that slot machine all day long. You can't lose on that.
That's awesome. Dude, that's
However,
awesome.
I think the reality is I think I've spent probably close to $2,000 total in the last 2 to 3 months. And every single month it ramps up to be better and better and better. And every month the leads that are coming through are more and more qualified. And the packages that they want are higher and higher, which is what I said I wanted to get into that earlier. I had a call with a client and it was like basically the shark of what I just landed, brother. And I was selling them the lead gen. I'm like, yeah, you're going to be great at this, blah, blah, blah. And then I told him about the brand building too. And I'm like, but you should do the lead gen. And he literally looked me in my eyes and goes, I'll do both. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you want one or he was like, no, I want both. And I was like, well, there is an intermediate package. It's like 7K, you get 5 of 5, right? And he was like, no, I think I want them like just both. And I was like, all right, my man, you're many dude, let's go. But
Yeah.
I think my favorite part about it all is that and this is what's unique to this industry because I haven't really experienced this yet, is that it's a compounding game. So like I land 5 clients this month and I do a good job for them, they're still there next month. so it's a recurring based system. And so I land 5 more clients the next month. I don't now have 5 clients, I have 10 clients, you know? So it goes from like, if I could land 5 clients a month every month, it's like 25 grand a month, 50 grand a month, 75, 100 grand, rather than just consistently churning because I'm not providing enough ROI for them, right?
Yeah.
Now I have the opportunity to do so.
Which that's the name of the game. How long can you keep your clients?
Yeah.
And I do want to talk about that as well. And like this is why I love the content leverage funnel, but once you start to gain momentum with your ads, with your content and everything, it compounds into something amazing. Why? Your personal brand is growing. You're starting to close clients. And then you start marketing those clients' results. You start making your ads even better. Again, listen, some people probably have followed you as well from those ads. Guess what? They're following you now.
Yeah. I get a lot of business owners that follow me from those ads.
Exactly. So, dude, it's something that compounds and just compounds. And the more you do it, the better results you're going to get.
Can we also talk about the fact that the ads that are performing really good, because I've only made 2, the ads are literally both your script word for word.
And we're running lead forms for you right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even doing DM ads or anything like that.
Yeah, which is awesome. And we're asking qualifying questions inside of those lead forms. So think about the intent of those people.
And so the only thing that I changed in my second ad compared to my first ad, which is driving more qualified, is I say Nova Scotia service-based businesses, right? So it's like very localized. And then later on in that ad, I say, we're not for everybody. We only work
which
with
is
companies
very good. Which is
200.
very good.
Yeah. And that's been qualifying a lot more because most of the companies that are now coming through are doing 60K plus per month.
Yeah, that's really good. We actually started implementing that across other people because I really like that. So, boom, that was G's idea. Amazing. Let's go, dude. So let's, I think you and I were having a really good conversation about leadership before we actually started recording this, and I think might as well let's have a chat about that as well because mention like what's your goal in the next 6 months.
My goal in the next 6 months is to essentially just that. I want to be the founder and leader of the group. I want to be focused on marketing and sales and growing the company. I don't want to be in the day-to-day operations, and I want to do that whilst traveling the world. That's the main thing. I've always wanted to do that, and this is finally giving me the opportunity to. I could, in theory, do that right now. My team is strong enough that I could just do the back end stuff while I'm away. The reality is, obviously, financially, I would like to be in a better place, and I would like to make sure the whole team is solid and everything's rocking 100%. Before I think about that at all.
Yeah, also, like when you have the momentum that you have right now, you never want to interrupt that.
Yeah, boots on the ground.
This is me giving you advice as well from like things that I've made mistakes with. It's like, dude, when you have momentum and something is working, don't change it.
That's smart.
Your ads are working. Everything you're doing is working. Just do more of it. That's it. Increase the intensity.
That's a good point.
Because obviously there's shiny objects, right? There's a lady in the red dress over there. There's this, there's that. And you're like, oh, okay. Actually, let me do that. Guess what? Whenever you change something that's pretty dramatic, it resets everything.
That's a good point.
When you reset everything, it's like you just killed all of your momentum. And like, dude, momentum is something that's very like, it's scarce in business.
Yeah.
When you have it, dude, do not stop.
Then here's the thing. We'll put this on record right here. All right. So the goal is if we can keep this momentum firing and the team gets solidified by these final team members, right? We're still only right here in Nova Scotia, which is a very small province. Okay. We're also do not make the most amount of money in Canada. It is a lower end on the side. And so what happens is once this gets solid right here, the next step is to open those gates to the rest of Canada, right? And there's a lot more competition, but if we can come in with the results and the success that we're having here and throw that across the rest, it should absolutely explode.
Exactly. And that just proves to people as well out there that like you don't need to be in a big city to make money.
Yeah, you most definitely. I literally have people all the time tell me that there's no money here. I'm literally like going through my ads. I'm like, every fucking company is 60 plus K per month. There is tons of money here. You just can't find it.
Yeah. And the biggest thing as well, like we were talking about, is just making sure that your team feels like they're building their business as well. And that's for everyone in the audience. Like when you start building a team, it's like you're nothing without them and they're nothing without you, right? It's a team. And the way that you need to lead is you need to show them that like, hey, this is also your business, and you need to help them hit their goals inside of your company. That's what a leader should do.
So I'll take that and add my spin if you don't mind, or
Go
my
ahead.
my experience so far.
Go ahead.
So I've always been a big sports guy, and like playing sports. So always been a big team
What are you, a hockey guy?
guy. I was a lacrosse guy, which is
Oh,
yeah.
cross guy. Okay.
I played national lacrosse for like 8+ years. I
Oh,
just tore my second ACL, so I'm officially done forever.
brutal.
But anyways, the point is understanding sports, understanding how everyone needs to work together, no matter your position, is important, right? And so knowing leadership is always something that I've wanted to do, especially now being in the position. My main focus is to always, and that's how I got here, was to lead by example, right? Do the thing first, work harder than everyone else, fucking be the person that can build something that inspires other people that want to be a part of that thing. And if you
Yeah.
can build a dream that's big enough to fit their dreams inside of your dream, they're never going anywheres and they will continue to look up to what you're doing, right?
Yep.
And so a big conversation that I have with my people all the time is, even my videographer who started 2 months ago, we've had 3 of these conversations already. I go, hey man, just a reminder, whatever you want to do, like tell me, and I'm going to do my best to try to make sure that it's in alignment with the position that I have you in, to make sure that we can continue to grow together, right? And like I want to make sure that they're fueled, right? Also, as another point, my personal trainer that I personally use because I'm working on my best journey is now the team's personal trainer. Every person in
There
our
you
team
go.
is working with him, right? But I didn't ask them to do that. They wanted to do that because of seeing my progression. So if I continue to lead by example and create opportunities and provide for them to the best of my abilities, they're going to continue to want to be by my side the whole way through.
That's awesome. Very well said. Beautiful. Look at you, you guys are getting some free wisdom from. By the way, like what's the hair? What's the hair routine?
I wish I could tell you. I think the truth is I'm part native, and so I have this really fine natural hair. The downside was growing up, I had short hair, and so I couldn't do anything with it. There was no styling it. There was no gel that would hold it together. It's just so thin. And then when I finally had the opportunity where I let it grow, went through that awkward, terrible phase, went through the Justin Bieber phase, all those things, and I got to this point, and people were like, "Oh man, like you kind of look like Jesus." And then people started recognizing me and remembering me, and I was like, I can never go back, man. Like it's
I
my
don't think
identity.
there's anybody better to look like.
Exactly. There's everybody in the world knows who this guy is, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, let's all hold G accountable. Let's G, what's your Instagram?
Jesus G. GEESUSGEE.
Really?
It is, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So let's all shoot him a follow. Let's see his growth. And I'm sure that we'll shoot another video towards the end of the year to see where your growth is as well. But that's pretty much it for this, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.